Exciting interview, more information for you to help build and grow along your journey of personal development, business development, right? Life development. That is what we are here for. My name is Lamar Tyler. I'm the creator and founder of Traffic Sales and Profit. We help entrepreneurs do three things: drive more traffic, convert more sales, and grow the amount of profit in their businesses. And I'm also the co-founder, along with my wife, Ronnie, of BlackandMarriedWithKids.com, where we are actually broadcasting this to today as well. So I'm excited to have both audiences, our Traffic Sales and Profit and Black and Married with Kids audiences together, because I feel like this is a special topic that you all can benefit from. Everyone is home right now because of COVID-19, because of what's going on with the economy. People are working from home. People are having to build businesses from home that maybe didn't do it, maybe did in other places. There are a lot of shelter in place directives right out from different states and in different municipalities. So how do you kind of navigate when you don't have a place to really work from home that's conducive with the work and the efficiency, right, that you want to build? Or how do you make it happen when the place that you have is just a place that you don't like to actually work in or be in? That's exactly what we're talking about today with our special guest. And let me tell you about who she is so that we can bring her on. And as you guys are tuning in, I see people already jumping on. This is what I want you to do. Make sure you go down to the comments. Let us know what your name is. Let us know where you're from. And if you're a business owner, also want to know what your business is. This is your chance, your opportunity to shout out your business as well. So, guys, today we are joined by Nikki Klugh, right? And she's going to talk about how to turn your home office into a marvelous money space, not just a basic money space, a marvelous money space. Nikki Klugh is an award-winning interior designer and the principal designer of Nikki Klugh Design Group, fueled by 19 years of interior design experience, and even more importantly, a passion for creating spaces that support and improve your overall well-being. Nikki will design a home or an office that'll make you feel like a better you. Her passion for interior design extends far beyond making spaces beautiful, comfortable, or even simply functional. She firmly believes in the abilities of spaces to change our lives. She knows that our environments can shift the way we feel and the way we function at a deep level, for workspaces to inspire our productivity, for sanctuary spaces to provide us rest, and to restore our very spirit as we return from long days in a sometimes cluttered, stressful, and draining world. Her design mission is to create inspiring spaces and work cultures which reflect the creativity, innovation, and collaboration that occur in the company. She is driven by the fact that space matters, remarkable design is essential, and thoughtful planning will inspire extraordinary results. She is committed to helping you go beyond the status quo to achieve greatness. She brings insights, ideas, and experiences, solutions to help you move from survive to thrive. Guys, please help me by welcoming to our broadcast today, Nikki Klugh from Nikki Klugh Design. Hey, what's going on, Nikki? How are you?
Hey there. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are today. I am doing really great. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
Awesome. So thank you for coming. Right. I wanted to jump on and have this conversation. I see already Teresa said, good afternoon. She's excited to hear about some home office ideas. And
Awesome,
this is
awesome.
why I wanted to have this conversation, because I would imagine you're probably getting more questions about
Yes.
home office right now than you probably ever have before, I would imagine.
Absolutely. We've been doing money spaces for over 6 years, helping our clients thrive in their workspaces. It was a give back to my entrepreneur community that's been so supportive of me. And now, like never before, have we been having people reach out. It's like, oh my gosh, I need help.
All right, so let me ask you before we jump into it, because we're about to jump head first into it. Give us a little bit of background about you, right? How did you get into
Mhm.
interior design?
Mhm.
You said you've been doing this for 19 years, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is, you got some
yeah,
experience. That is hardcore
yeah,
experience,
yeah.
Nikki. So how did you get into this 19 years ago?
Actually, that's the official record, but I've been doing this all my life. Like, I love design. I'm influenced by my mom. I call her my muse. And as far back as I can remember, 7, 8 years old, I was rearranging my bedroom, picking out paint colors, doing draperies and wallpaper with my mom. And so that was our Weekend Warrior projects before Weekend Warrior was even a thing. So I've been doing it all my life. And then I made it official when I went back to school, got my degree, and started working way back in 2001. So yeah, I've always loved space, color, texture, pattern, the whole process, including construction. Like, my uncle was an architect, a bootleg backyard architect. Nonetheless, he was an architect, and I would follow him on his projects. So yeah, I've just always loved design.
All right, so let me ask you, because we're talking about home design and these home offices, and I know people say They have boring home offices. People say they have cluttered home offices. Some people don't even say, Lamar, I don't even have a home office, because really
Right.
it's like the kids are in there, I'm in there, my spouse is in there, maybe my
Right.
mama might be staying with us, right? She's in there. Like what are some of the biggest problems that you hear from
Yeah.
people as it
Yeah.
relates to them working in their home offices?
The number one thing is clutter. And I cannot explain how very important it is to get rid of the clutter. That's the number one thing I start with my clients, and that's the number one thing I advise people to do when they reach out to me. Is first, how does your space look? Like, is it cluttered? Is it full? Because what that tells your brain subconsciously is that I'm overwhelmed, I'm overloaded, I can't take on another project. So it hinders. It's the roadblock, especially if you're the rainmaker, especially if you're the one going out to get clients. But even now, as people are working from home, sheltering in place, if you're cluttered, your mind is cluttered. So that's one of the first things I always address.
All right, so we talk about the fact that it's cluttered, right? What are some of the other things that they come to?
Hmm.
Because I'm sure the people who aren't totally cluttered, right? And I don't know who
Hmm.
these people are, but I hear some of them out there. I hear few of them roaming on the streets, Nikki. For the few
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that aren't totally cluttered, what are some of the other things that you see and that you face?
Yeah, so even people that have a very neat office, they're type A personalities, they put things away as we all should. There's still that inspiration piece. There's still that piece that's driving you. Keeping the clutter clear, it may just be habitual, maybe the way you grew up, that's great. But what is pulling you into your future? What are your big whys? We address that next. And I know these things don't sound much like interior design, but even with my residential clients, when we start digging into their head and their heart, we want to learn, how do they live? How do they think? How do they function? How do they interact with their family members? So this is just parts of the layers and the foundation of creating an amazing space.
All right. Now, Nikki, what do you do for the people, right? Because a lot of time, parents, and I think one of the biggest things I've been hearing during this time with people being home and work from home and normally don't
Hmm.
work from home is the
Hmm.
fact that they feel like the space isn't, I guess, sectioned off or maybe segmented
Hmm.
off, or
Right,
like the kids are here because now, like,
right,
they're home, but also the kids are home.
right.
Should they be making maybe a space for all of them and the kids, or should it be separate so that, like you said, they can be in just
Mhm.
that money mindset? Like what do you
Right,
kind of see, and what
right.
do you recommend along those lines?
Right. Every situation is different. So we look at what you have and then what's going to be the best for your situation. But oftentimes, if people have a spare bedroom, if you have a home, oftentimes you have a living room that no one goes into, right? Former living rooms are still a thing. And so we look around your space and we say, okay, this is going to be the perfect place. And if you can put yourself in that money space and mindset every single time you walk into that space, that's where you want to be. You don't want to, switch up and work at the kitchen table one day and work in the bedroom the next day. You need somewhere that's going to snap you into your zone.
All right, so this is good, guys. If you're just joining again, my name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic Sales and Profit, co-founder with my lovely wife Ronnie of BlackandMarriedWithKids.com. We are broadcasting
Mhm.
to both channels today, right? So we're excited about this. And we're here today with Nikki Klugh. She's the principal designer of the Nikki Klugh Design Group. So, and also, right, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Nikki is who we brought in to actually work
Mhm.
on the design of our Tyler New Media headquarters, our new actual building that we have recently purchased right here outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and she's coming to handle that project for us. So she's the perfect person to have this conversation with you guys today. Hey, so Nikki, you've mentioned it a few times, right? And you talk about a money space, right? So a lot of us
Yes,
we call it a home office. You call it a money
yes,
space. Like
I
like what
do.
is it?
I do.
I feel like that's intentional on your part. What is it? What's that money space mean?
I mean, your money space, again, this started for entrepreneurs because this is where you generate your revenue. This is where you generate your profit. And if you put these different principles in place that I have developed over the last 6 years, but again, just over my lifetime of analyzing space and how we interact with it, then it will become your place to be for your brain to just, again, instantly snap into that creative mode, that focus mode, be more productive, be more streamlined. It just helps puts you in this different state, because what we know is that our space affects us whether we know it or not. Just like the books we read, the music we listen to, the TV shows we watch, the company that we keep, how we surround ourselves has 100% effect on our mood, our psyche, and our souls. So that's why I call it a money space.
All right, guys. You guys get that? Let me know. In the comments, they're going crazy about it. Oh, money space. I like that. Stephanie said. Brianna said, I love that. My money space. I love that a lot, right? So now everybody, we're shifting from just home office to now you all have a money space. And we need to figure out how can we actually optimize that money space. And if you guys have questions for Nikki, I want you to drop those questions down in below as well into the actual comments. We'll come to those in just a second. So Nikki, when we talk about this money space and they want to move from this boring or cluttered home office, right, or some of the other issues that you see in face, what are some easy tips or maybe some first steps that they should actually take?
Okay, we talked about clearing the clutter. Then I want you to identify your big whys. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? It's more than just making money. It's more than just fulfilling your career. There's something deeper. There's something that happened in your preteens, your early formative years, that you made a vow and a promise to yourself. It could be a negative influence. It could be a positive influence, but there was something that formed you. I want people to tap into that. And then once you pull out your big why, your burning desires, you make a visual representation. So it's a little bit like a vision board. You know, we do those at the beginning of the year. What do we see for ourselves? How do we want our year to pan out? And so I want you to bring it down, though, to 3 to 5 elements that visually represent your big whys and your burning desires.
All right, guys, let me know if y'all are getting that in the chat. All right, like, and let's talk about, guys, like what are some of your big whys? What are your burning desires? I want you to drop those down to the chat as we kind of craft this out and create it. Nikki, so I mean, like, so once they figure out what that big why is, like, how does that kind of help them figure out what the next steps are?
Okay, so then the next thing is putting yourself in the power position. It's arranging your desk so that you can see whoever is entering your space. So again, depending on what your layout is, we will look at that and say, okay, this is your power position as best as possible. We're going to put you in this. If we have speakers in the audience listening, they know when you go and you speak to an audience, you want a direct line of sight with the entrance to that room. You're not going to stand with the podium in your back at the entrance of the room. And it's not just a traffic flow issue, it's a power position. It puts you in command and in control of that space.
All right, so let's get a little bit deeper on this one. So it sounds like to me you're saying that they should not have a setup with their back to the door. Are you saying
Absolutely.
that? Are you straight up saying, okay?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so do we have any OGs in the house? Because my dad was an OG. And when we would go eat out at a restaurant, he would never allow us to sit in his seat, because his seat was the one that faced the door. He knew everything that was going on in that space. He's very aware of his environment and his surroundings. And so, yes, you want to be in that power position. So if I have some Southerners in here, some OGs, I think they understand that concept and have hopefully have already been applying that.
All right, that's good, y'all. Are y'all hearing what Nikki is talking about? You need to be in that power position. Let me see. I love the comments, and chat is going kind of crazy down here. Teresa said, your space is your energy. I love that, right? Coach P, what's up? Shout out to Coach P, said, you got to figure out what is your big why. And we got questions coming in. Like, the questions are popping. Let me know whenever you're ready to jump into questions, Nikki, or we can keep kind of going. Okay. All right. Well, we got a few questions that came in around the same thing. That was, let me see. What solutions do you have for eliminating clutter?
So we have paper, physical clutter. We also have digital clutter. So what I like to do is tell people, create yourself 3 piles. There is a to-do now pile. Okay, we're talking about paperwork right now. There's a to-do now pile, a delegate pile, and a not important, not a priority pile. So you sort your papers through this, your mail, incoming notes on projects, whatever that is. You do a sort first, and then you tackle one at a time. You tackle your to-do nows. Can it be done right now, or does it need more investigation? So then you segment that one into do now, take care of it in this moment, and then file it away. And for the things that are to be that require more in-depth research or feedback from someone else, then you put a time block in your calendar for you to manage that. It's all about time management. So time management and clutter comes into play together. But what I will say, if you can take 15 minutes out of every single day and reset yourself or work on digging into that pile of clutter, then do that. If there are things you need to donate, things you need to give away, make that pile, make that run once a week. Because what happens is it's a mindset, right? Everything is mindset. And if you have an abundance mindset, you're not holding on to things that it's like, oh, I can use that. I know because in my interior design projects, we always order extra material because we want to make sure we're covered. We don't want to have dye lots that aren't matching. We don't want to put 2 weeks into a project where we ran out of material and now we got to wait on the new material to come in. So imagine all the projects I've done and all the materials that are left over. I had to cut myself out of thinking, oh, but that might could be used later down the road, or, oh, that's enough for flooring in someone else's project. No, let it go. Let it go. Have an abundance mindset and let all of those little things go because they're going to prevent you and hinder you from bringing in new energy and new money.
Hopefully y'all got that in the comments. Have an abundance mindset, let all that stuff go. I was thinking, right, that sounds like that could be the early stages you being a hoarder, right?
Yes.
But it's like that thing of like, all right, I'm gonna use this later, right? That's like famous last words. And if I watch one of those TV shows, people say, well, I'm gonna have a use for this 3-4 years from now, right? Something may come up. So I love the idea and the thought about, having a mindset of abundance and saying, you know what, I'm gonna release these things because other things are gonna come into my life. I love
Absolutely.
that. All right, Stephanie had a question. She said, how do you best optimize a small space? What do you do with somebody just doesn't have a lot of space to begin with?
Right. So I'm imagining that you're saying the footprint of your space is small. So maybe it's a small little room. In that situation, you still have a lot of space because you have all the wall space. You have at least 8 feet from floor to ceiling and maybe more. And so you can do vertical storage. And so bookcases, using boxes and baskets to prevent, the different things in that box or basket from becoming clutter. And so that allows you to be neat and organized by storing upwards.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we'll do one more quick one before we jump back into it. Teresa, you had mentioned a vision board, right? She said, is there an app that you recommend to create that office vision board?
Okay, so we didn't go all the way deep into that. When you identify your 3 to 5 images, we're actually going to print them out and we're going to frame them and put them in your line of sight. And again, that's part of the arrangement of the space. So putting yourself in the power position and then directly in front of you, taking those 3 to 5 images, frame them nicely to match your decor, which is actually the last step in my process. And then that's your vision there. It's not an app. You just print it out at your local drugstore.
I love it, y'all. You got to go old school with some of this stuff.
Yes.
Right? Nikki giving y'all old school principles. We printing out stuff. We making sure we got a direct line of sight to the door, right? The things that have worked in the past still work now, y'all, is what we're saying.
Absolutely.
All right. And Nikki, one of the comment section is popping. Brianna wanted to know, I know that colors affect your mood. Are there any colors that you would suggest that are mood boosting or make us want to be more productive? Great question, Brianna. Thank
you. That actually leads us to my step number 4. And it encompasses color, but it's designing to the senses. This is the part where we're mastering our environment. I want you to think of walking into an amazing luxury hotel. You're going to be greeted with their own personalized fragrance. You're going to be greeted with lovely music, whether it's jazz or classical. A lot of places are now playing our R&B and hip hop, like whatever's going to get people, their clientele, into the right frame of mind. So you want to create that for yourself at home as well. And so designing to your senses is something that only Nikki Klugh Design Group does. Other designers might do it, but they don't go as deep as we do. I don't know, Lamar, if you remember that survey that you and Ronnie filled out for us, like we address those things that affect you. There are 2 top senses that you have that are going to be your dominant senses. For a lot of people, it's visual. So then a lot of things come into visual, and that's what you generally think about when you're thinking about interior design. And yes, color absolutely has an effect on your mood. It actually has a scientifically proven psychological and physiological effect. Like your brain and your body will show signs and manifestations of the colors around you. For example, red. Okay, let's think about red. That's the color that all fast foods have in common. And why is that? Because it stimulates your appetite. It makes you want to get in and get out. Literally, California's Whataburger. I'm from Texas. Whataburger is my jam. But our equivalent here in California is In and Out. They literally want you to get in and out. They want that turnover to happen. And so they use reds and oranges and yellows. Those are energy colors. So yes, if that matches your brand, if you're an entrepreneur and reds, yellows, and orange match your brand, that's great for energy. But say you're not an entrepreneur. Say you have your entrepreneur. Is that the word where you have your own personal brand inside of a larger corporation? What is your corporate's core? What is your role in that corporation? You want to play to that. So blues are great for fidelity. If you think about banks, the navy blues that they use, it represents trust and loyalty and stability. You want to pick colors in your space that are going to support whatever your role, whatever your mode needs to be, whether it's creative or focused or gosh, what are some of the different roles that people play in companies? I'm creative. So for me, that's going to be magenta. It's even part of my brand. But, say you're crunching numbers, say you are analyzing things, that you want colors that are going to be more grounding and help you stay focused.
All right. I love it. I love it. I'm still in the comments. The comments are going crazy. Guys, again, if you're just joining, my name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic Sales and Profit and co-founder of BlackandMarriedWithKids.com. We are broadcasting and streaming this too on both channels because this is information. With so many people being grounded at home right now, we want to help you transform that boring and drab home office into a money space, right? Somewhere you can activate what's actually happening and going on. We're joined today with the principal designer of the Nikki Klugh Design Group, Nikki Klugh herself. And we're jumping into it. The comments are popping. What's up, Mo? Mo said, designing your senses. That's something new to me. Teresa said, my brand colors are orange and blue. I like that, Teresa. Janice, what's going on, Janice? Janice said, hey, Nikki, mastermind family in the building.
Yep.
Hey, Nick, we're going. So, guys, I want to make sure you're paying attention because we got like a big announcement of something that Nikki's doing that I want to talk about in just a second. But before we even do that, Crystal Lynn said, I want to add office decor to my brand, and I would love to talk to you. What's the easiest way for somebody to get in touch with you, Nikki?
Okay, everywhere on all the different social media platforms, if you search Nikki Klugh, Nikkiklugh, you'll find me. In some places it's Nikki Klugh Design, in some places it's just Nikki Klugh, but you'll definitely find me if you type in Nikkiklugh.
All right. And look, we got some more love in the comments. Shout out to Deborah Owens, more the TSP Mastermind family. Deborah said, I love how you came to my home and the insights you gave us how to make our new space too conducive to work and leisure. Like how do you, is that something you do often? Like when you go in somebody's space, is that just like a natural gift, Nikki? Is it just like the technical years of training you've had? Like what do you look for when you see a space that allows you to kind of just activate?
I would say both. This is my gift, my calling. And so to be able to earn my living, serve people this way is just like a complete joy and a pleasure. So I can instantly go into a space and point out the things that need to happen here. But I have to put on my blinders. If that's not what you want me there for, I cut it off. I'm not going around judging people. But yeah, I just love it. I don't know. And so we serve clients coast to coast. It's been amazing the last 4 years we've been able to do that as a result of my team.
All right. I love it. Now, guys, we got a few minutes for questions. Make sure you drop your questions in. There's a lot of questions and comments coming. In the meantime, Nikki, you have something that is going on that is huge. Can we just talk about that for a second? You can tell people more about what you got going.
Yeah, so we're doing a money space challenge, a 5-day create my money space challenge. When all this stuff started breaking loose and happening, my way to stay sane, my way is to give and to serve. And so it's like, what are people needing right now? Oh my gosh, everybody's working from home. So it's not just entrepreneurs. It's like the workforce. We're all working from home now. How can I serve them? And so this challenge was a way for me to help more people instead of just my few clients that my team and I can take on at once, to serve a lot of people, to help you get your space in order so that you can be more profitable, more productive. It affects your bottom line. And so I want to help with that.
Awesome, awesome. And how can they get more information? How can they sign up for it?
It's www.createmymoneyspace.com.
All right, y'all. So I want to make sure everyone that is watching through Traffic Sales and Profit through Black and Married with Kids, you see it there on your screen. Go to www.createmymoneyspace.com and join Nikki for her 5-day Create My Money Space challenge. It is totally free for you to jump into it. Totally free for you to jump into it and become a part of it. I'm in there, right? We're trying to tighten up the money space. Y'all know, like any angle I can find to improve and tighten up the money space, I'm about it. I'm about it over here. So we are encourage you guys to make sure you go and join up for that right now. We'll make sure that's in the comments, in the description of the video, as well as we kind of go forward. And I want to know, guys, a lot of you watching already, like, drop a comment down below. Are you joining the money challenge? You're joining the money challenge. Do me a favor and type yes down to the comments. Again, it's www.createmymoneyspace.com, the 5-day Create My Money Space challenge to help you create your ultimate profit zone with Nikki Klugh. All right. I see it. Awesome. I see comments coming through. Peachy said that's a great challenge. I love it. Teresa said, first time meeting Nikki, I discern she is highly gifted in this space. Keep up the excellence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Brianna said, I can tell she loves what she does. I love it. I love it. Teresa, awesome information. Brianna said, this is good. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. All right. So we got a few more questions. Nikki, you got time for a few more questions?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. My man, Mo Washington. What's up, Mo? Mo said, you mentioned unique fragrances for the workspace. Do you have any recommendations?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So one of my very favorite companies, actually, I'm glad you brought this up because, creating scents and with whether it's essential oils or candles is a great way to enliven your space and help you stay focused. So there's a company that I like that's Fran Brancheau, otherwise known as the FB Candle Company. They are an amazing family that is producing candles with their sons. And I have 4 sons, and they have 3 that are working this company. And they have a scent called Wakanda Forever. And it has hints of rosemary and sage and white tea. And it's this blend that's very unique and so us. But it helps keep your mind in that zone. There are other scents that are popular that are citrusy, that gets the energy flowing and the vibes going. There's clary sage. There's a few essential oils, and I love that this company is infusing them into their candles.
Right. All right. There we go, Mo. So hopefully you got some great recommendations that you can run with and make it happen for that. People are saying they joined the challenge down below. We also dropped that into the chat to make sure you guys get a hold of it. Hey, Nikki, just real quick about the challenge, right? What can people expect? So I come into the challenge, I join the challenge. Over this 5 days, what can I expect kind of as we kind of go through day by day and then by the end?
We're actually in motion now. Like today, we are identifying different things that we've been learning about this COVID and how they work and how people work in their spaces, design styles, like burning questions on like, where do I even start? So we've been addressing things now. One of our speakers that's coming on is a PhD. She's going to help us with time management. We have someone coming in and talking about ergonomics, like how high should your desk be? How high should your chair be? What can you do if they're not adjustable? So we're talking about ergonomics and how important it is not to wreck your body so that it allows you to be productive and have longevity. And then we're also going to have a clutter expert. So we're having a professional organizer come into the group to give us insights into the psychology behind why we have clutter and what we can do to overcome that and move forward in a very clutter-free environment. And those are our experts. And of course, you get me. We're going to do a day by day starting April 15th assignment. I'm going to do a teaching and then give very specific assignments for your space. And I will even be answering individual questions. So I'm like super excited to be able to do that, to look at someone's space and say, oh, okay, just shift it this way. Or, oh, you can't face the doorway. Well, this is the solution for that. So we're going to be taking you step by step, day by day to create your money space.
All right, y'all. So there you heard it. I want to make sure all of y'all are in the challenge. I'm in the challenge myself as well. It's a great community already. People are sharing. It is a no judgment zone. So don't think like, hey, my stuff is too messy. It's too cluttered. I'm going to come in, but I'm just stand against the wall and not really engage, right? I want to make sure that you do everything you can to really optimize this moment, to optimize your space so that you can turn that boring home office into an actual money space
Yes.
and to make the most of the actual time and the environment that you have, no matter how small it is, no matter how big it is, there's something that you can get out of this. And I love it. Teresa said, I'm registered. Awesome, awesome.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. So, Nikki, before we go again, can you tell the people one more time how they get in contact with you?
Yes, find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even at Nikki, Nikki Klugh, Klugh.
All right, y'all. So there we go again. We were joined again. If you caught this towards the end of it, make sure you go back and watch the actual replay. My name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic Sales and Profit, co-founder of Black and Married with Kids. We're doing a co-broadcast to both channels today, and we're joined by Nikki Klugh from Nikki Klugh Design Group. And again, she is the actual interior designer we have tapped with, working on, right, and helping us craft the vision for the actual Tyler New Media headquarters, our new building that we purchased here, a commercial space outside of Atlanta that we'll be hosting a lot of you guys in intensives and different efforts that we want to help build our community through, right? Whether it's your business, whether it's your family, don't worry about it. We got you. Again, I want to thank you all for coming again and watching another one of these impactful interviews as we hold you down during this trying time. We know it's tough for you. It's tough for your family, our community, and this country. We got your back while we go through this. And Nikki, I just want to thank you again for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. This has been great. I just love serving. I can't wait to share more.
All right, guys. So, and Nikki definitely is serving inside of her challenge. Make sure you go to the challenge, www.createmymoneyspace.com. When you drop in and say, hey, I came from TSP or I came from Black and Married with Kids, right? Let her know that you are representing and go ahead and join, right? Get a hold of it. Like I said, I'm already in. People are already active. They're engaged and they're working towards turning those home offices into money spaces. All right. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining, right? And we will see you next time. We're coming to you every day, every single day with some of the top content to help you, whether it's your business, whether it's your family, whether it's through your life, to get through this period, to get through COVID-19, to get through what's going on with the economy, and to make sure that we are standing and our community is standing at the end. Have a great day. Have a productive day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.